Hey, Weather Warriors. In this video, I'm going to be giving you an update on the potential significant winter storm that's going to be tracking across the Midwestern region here as we head towards this weekend. I'm going to talk about track, timing, location, snowfall amounts, and some extra details in this episode. All right, guys, let's get right into it. Comment below if you're going to be impacted by this winter storm, and we're going to get right into it here. So what we're looking at here is Friday around 1 p.m. This is when things are going to really get going. There's a low pressure system, pretty weak still, but sitting off of Kansas here, and you can see a fetch of moisture starting to move north along that cold front. You can see this temperature gradient line. These are your thickness temperatures in the atmosphere, average virtual temperatures. You can see they're centered right through Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa, Nebraska, and Kansas. So this is a thing we're going to have to watch. This blue line here is your rain to snow line. So we'll have to watch that as well. But you can see some light rain, maybe some spotty snow on the backside. The issue is early on, we're going to be dealing with some dry air with this system. As we head towards Friday afternoon and evening, you can see it starts to develop a little bit more. Here's your low right here. Here's your temperature gradient, your cold front, and your warm frontish ordeals here. And you can see that your snow line, rain to snow line is right here, but you can see there's snow indicated by this model just to the south. So that would indicate that there's going to be some wet, sloppy, mixed precipitation, some very wet snow that doesn't stick overly well in southern Wisconsin, northern Michigan, central Iowa, and southeast Nebraska as we head towards around Friday night around 7 p.m. But you can see your strongest snow corridor. It's a very narrow corridor where there's a narrow batch of moisture from northern Michigan, southern Wisconsin, northeast Iowa, down into southeast Nebraska. That's going to be your heaviest snow band, but there is areas where there's some dry air issues, and we'll look at that right now. So this is 36 hour, and I'm going to go down to the dynamics here, and we're going to look at the moisture here at 700 millibars. You can see what I'm talking about. They're typically with the mid-level moisture, that's where your clouds are and your precipitation formation is going to be. And you can see right where that snow band is, kind of in the core of that, especially in Iowa and Nebraska. The relative humidity values are in the 70 to 80% range. So it's a little bit dry up there. It does improve as you head towards eastern Iowa and Michigan. So this area is really under question. How much dry air in eastern Nebraska and western Iowa is there going to be with this system? I think that is going to decrease the amounts just a little bit and increase the amounts as we head towards Michigan, eventually southeast Canada, Wisconsin, and eastern Iowa. So this system will probably be a little bit better and stronger as we head towards that region. Another thing we look at is the mid-level lift. And if you look at the vertical velocity, it's not particularly strong. Definitely not strong enough for thunder snow, as I usually use this tool for thunder snow. Usually want about negative 30 or less than that when it comes to that. But you can see it's marginal, very almost no lift in central Iowa. And so only light to moderate lift in there, but it does improve as we head towards Illinois, Wisconsin, and Michigan. But we'll go back to precipitation in a second here. We're going to look at the vorticity as well. You can see the vorticity in the atmosphere, some positive vorticity advection, but the system's still an open wave. It's really not closed off all that much. But we'll go back to precipitation here and track this into the rest of the life cycle of this storm here. We're looking at the NAM computer model. And as you can see, Saturday, around Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning here, nice little band of snow starting to develop. The low pressure system starts to deepen a little bit, so those numbers are going down. It means it's strengthening. A nice fetch of moisture now coming up out of the south, and you can see that narrow band still centered in the same area, northern Michigan, southern Wisconsin, now dipping into northern Illinois, into central Iowa, northwest Missouri, northeast Kansas, and southeast Nebraska. A little bit more moisture in the Iowa vicinity, so a little bit heavier as this builds. But this is starting to get a little bit more organized. Before it was a linear look. Now you're starting to kind of see that comma-headed type of appearance. I don't think you're going to see a very organized appearance ever with this type of system, but it is a little bit more organized now. But you can see that snow is just going to keep trending just to the north, right along southwest to northeast. The snow isn't going to be particularly heavy because of that lack of lift, but it's really going to be going over the same exact area. So amounts could stack up over time. As we head towards a Saturday afternoon, this is going to be around Saturday at around 4 p.m., 998 now, so it deepens even more. Your cold front out here, and you can see your heaviest snow just near north of that low pressure, and it's happening right as the system's deepening. The snow out here is leftover snow, and there's not a whole lot of moisture and lift out there, so that's going to be very light snow. It's not going to stack up much, but spotty light snow showers in Iowa and Missouri on Saturday afternoon. But the main show is going to be out here in northern Michigan. They're about maybe Milwaukee area up into southeast Canada, in that rain to snow line right there, right through central Michigan. And that's going to be a tough forecast because there is decent lift now right along that rain to snow line. So where that develops, that's going to be key. But some significant snowfall in northern Michigan. And this is around 4 p.m. And I'm going to show you the lift here and how much that changes. We'll look at the 700 vorticity. And you can see that lift now closer to negative 25 or so, maybe negative 30. Actually, we're looking at the vorticity. We'll look at lift real quick. Yeah, the lift is moderate now, so we do have some decent lift feeding into that system, right where that rain to snow line is, and just to the north. And you can see the vorticity now. You can see how this low has closed off. So when it closes off, you get that loop type of look. That's a sign of a more organized system and decent vorticity advection moving to the east. So this system will develop and organize a little bit late. So not going to quite affect Nebraska, Iowa, and parts of Illinois and Wisconsin all that much. But the eastern parts of Wisconsin into the Great Lakes region, into Michigan, and into southeast Canada, that's going to be the area we really want to watch with this system. It's been kind of trending off into that direction as well. So we'll go back to the precipitation and fast forward this through the rest of the event. And you can see as we go to the north here on Sunday morning, that starts to die out, but really does pound that area with some decent snow. So how much snowfall are the models actually forecasting here? We're going to look at the actual snowfall amounts, and this is going to be your system here, and you can see that where that strengthening I was talking about occurs, you get a lot more of that snow. So eastern parts of Wisconsin into the Great Lakes region, northern Michigan, out into southeastern portions of Canada, where as much as 6 to 12 inches could fall. If you go to the east here into Nebraska, Iowa, I think these amounts are a little bit overdone. The NAM is actually forecasting 8 to 12 inches there, but because of those lift and moisture issues, that might be more like half the amount. But a general area of 3 to 6 inches out here in southern Iowa, southeast Nebraska, northeast Kansas, and northwest Missouri by the NAM computer model. So we're going to look at the ECMWF, which is the European here. And this doesn't go quite all the way out there yet. But you can see this has also moved to the north a little bit and affects Interstate 80, really, 3 to 6 inches or so. I think that's a much better look at the amounts for Iowa and Nebraska. This is the European computer model. I just don't see the 8 to 12 inch amounts the NAM's forecasting happening due to those moisture and lift issues. But some areas could see a 6 inch amount or two in there, but generally around 2 to 5 inches in that area. And we'll look at the previous run of the Euro to get that Michigan area in there. And you can see that the Europeans also somewhat similar with amounts with the NAM. It actually is a little more generous for eastern Iowa. But again, I think the most likely area is going to be southeast corner of Wisconsin into the Great Lakes and northern parts of Michigan into southeast Canada, where again, a swath of about 8 to 12 inches could occur. We'll look at one more model. We'll look at the RDPS. The GFS has been kind of all over the place with some systems as of late. We'll look at the Canadian. This one does pretty well. This is the short-range Canadian model, especially for the East Coast. But you can see this is similar to the NAM and kind of more the European, but it's actually a little more enhanced in Iowa and Nebraska with 6 to 8 inch amounts. Again, I think that's a little bit overdone. Sometimes the Canadian overamplifies things. It's actually weaker out there to the east. But like I said, I think it's going to be a little bit stronger than what this model shows for southeast Wisconsin, northern Michigan into southeast portions of Canada here in the Great Lakes. So really what I'm thinking is you're going to get a swath of a good 3 to 6 inches within that zone. Within this zone right here, maybe as much as 6 to 12 inches. And then another swath of about 2 to 5 inches or so into Iowa and along I-80, really, from Iowa into Nebraska, or just north of I-80. And again, a couple amounts within Iowa and Nebraska. They could come in at 6 inches or so, 7 inches in Iowa maybe, but generally 2 to 5 inches. So that's going to be your quick update, guys. If you like videos like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button below and hit those bell notifications so you can get these videos right as they're hot off the press. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you soon.